The multiplicative inverse of 0.25. First of all, 0.25 is 25 over 100 if you remove the decimal point. So 25 over 100, when you simplify, divide by 25, it's 1. Divide by 25, it's 4. So the fraction is 1 over 4. So 1 over 4 is the common fraction, but 0.25 is the decimal fraction. So the multiplicative inverse of 0.25 is the multiplicative inverse of 1 over 4. What's the multiplicative inverse of 1 over 4? Since the number is positive, it remains positive. 1 over 4 becomes 4 over 1. So which is just 4. This is how to find the multiplicative inverse. Keep and switch. Keep the same sign. The sign is positive, it remains positive. 1 over 4 becomes 4 over 1, which is 4. This is the multiplicative inverse. But the additive inverse for the same number, which is 1 over 4, positive 1 over 4, the additive inverse is negative 1 over 4. We just change the sign from positive into negative. Number 2. Look at this circle. Here you're asked to find y and x. X is a central angle and this is circumference angle. They are sharing the same arc. Since the central and the circumference are sharing the same arc, the central is double the circumference. So 50 by 2 is 100. So x is 100. You want to find y. Here you need to divide the figure like this. Okay, from M until this point, this is a radius and this is even a radius. So this radius here equals this radius. So we are talking about isosceles triangle. In isosceles triangle, base angles are equal. Since these two sides are equal, these two angles are equal. This angle here is 20. So this angle here is supposed to be 20 even. Okay, this angle is 20. All of it was 50. If this part is 20, so the remaining here is 30. Is this a radius? Yes. Is this a radius? Yes. So this radius equals this one. So I'm talking about the isosceles triangle. Since two sides are equal, two angles are equal, because base angles and isosceles triangles supposed to be equal. These two sides are equal. These two angles supposed to be equal. This angle is 30, so this angle is 30. Number 3, the square root of 36. Do you agree it's 6 and 6 over what? 6 over 1. This is a fraction? Yes. So square root of 36 is a rational number. What is it? It's a rational number. Square root of 36. While square root of 35, do you know the square root of 35? No. Since you don't know the square root of 35, you don't know the square root of 35, that makes square root of 35 to be irrational number. Why? Because we can't write it in the form of a over b. We don't know what's the square root of 35. So this is an irrational number. What's the reason? Because 35, this number, 35, is not a perfect square. Is not a perfect square. But 36 is a perfect square. 25, 81, 100. 100 is 10 by 10, 64 is 8 by 8, 81 is 9 by 9, and so on.